This is Sandstorm.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Vitoverse Reviews. We're going to cut all the formalities, so if you do not want to be spoiled, I am doing a review on episode 3 of Secret Invasion. So if you have not seen it, click out, then come back, see what I got to say, and write down in the comment section, what was your favorite part of this episode. So anyway, man, let's get straight into it because it went down, but not down in an action way, more like juicy story way. You know what I mean? So definitely this episode was not boring at all. There wasn't any boring parts, even though there wasn't too much of the action and shoot 'em ups and chase scenes and all this other stuff. It still has some nice content to it. So it starts off with the leader of the Skrulls, the new leader of the Skrulls, Gallic or Gallon or whatever his name is. I'm gonna call him Gallic for right now. I keep messing up his name, but I'm just gonna call him Gallic for right now. So, excuse me, guys. So Gallic, he's not wasting any time. He's trying to let the new higher ups in the Skrull rebellion or whatever like that, the elders or whatever that elected him as general. He's letting them know the plans, and he literally says out his mouth, Super Skrull. Now, Super Skrull is something in the comics that was made for the Fantastic Four, which is a Skrull that can actually mimic the Fantastic Four's powers, all of their powers at once. So that's like the first appearance of it. I think they used it in other comics for other superheroes and stuff like that. Mimic a superhero, whatever like that. But it's only one Skrull. It's not like it's a whole army of Skrulls. Gallic actually states that he's trying to make a whole army of Skrulls. He wants everyone to have these superpowers and be able to copy superpowers, because when they take over, the Avengers will answer, and they need to be prepared. And that's the only way they can be prepared, is that they copy, the powers. So anyway, it gets a little concerning at that point, because you're like, oh man, like there's a whole bunch of y'all and there's only a few Avengers, so oh snap. So then we get over to Nick Fury in 98, New York 98. He's going to a diner to meet someone. Now if you didn't watch the last episode, it was he had a wife at the end of that. So pretty much he goes to the diner, he's meeting up with someone. It happens to be the lady that was his wife or whatever. But at this time, I don't think they were actually husband and wife. I think they were maybe messing around, maybe flirting around. But evidently she changed her face into the face that we see now, now or whatever, the black lady. So, and obviously she's the lady that brought Gallic to the Skrull thing to Nick in the first place. So, you know what I mean? So, they sit down, they talk about, this mission she just came back on, which connects this to Black Widow. She came back from Russia and she had some intel on the Red Room, so she gave that to Nick. And, basically they kind of established, I don't work for you, Nick, so, and my division doesn't technically exist, so you're not my boss. So, yeah, so that's the beginning of their little, relationship. Now, there is a situation that happens later on in the episode that I want to kind of mention this right now, because it goes into the next scene a little bit. People didn't realize this, but I caught it. It goes into the next scene a little bit. So there is a certain person of interest that Nick has his suspicions on, and he's not really saying it, you know what I mean? But he knows something, and he knows it by a simple thing, and it's actually said later on in this episode as well. So and also too, it was said in Captain Marvel. So if you haven't watched Captain Marvel, just remember to watch it and remember certain catchphrases that Nick always said. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get back into the content. So then from that diner, it goes into present day. So now we're back into that home, back into Nick Fury's home with his wife, and he's cooking breakfast for her, and they're, you know, kind of talking lovingly kissing on each other, whatever, da da da. He asks her, hey, since I've been gone, where does your allegiance lie with? You talked to Gallic lately? And you know, she just kind of broke it down on how she felt, you know what I mean, as far as him leaving the first time wasn't, you know, anyone's fault. It was Thanos. The second time, he willingly chose to, you know, leave the planet. So, you know, she was feeling some type of way about that, you know what I mean? So she had some kind of, you know, animosity, but she still was trying to play it cool. So she got some dealings going on. So right after she got done talking about that to him, she gets a phone call. This phone call, you don't hear the voice, but she be like, I don't have that type of information right now. Yep, bye. Nick was like, suspicious, like, who was that? Oh, nothing. And then she walks off, kissing him, walk off, and he looks at the phone, kind of suspicious. Now, he's suspicious for a reason, but it's a reason that I caught, and that a couple other people I know caught too. So basically, we get to Talos, and he actually meets up with Gallic. So Gallic and him, there's like this like scroll tradition or something like that, where they meet up with each other, almost like a duel. Like, you know how the French people used to meet up back in the day and have a little meeting. I challenge you to a duel, and they slap a duel with their glove or whatever. Slap a duel with their glove or whatever, and that means, okay, I want to duel you at sundown, and we gonna meet up here, and we gonna have a quick draw. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's they have this particular ceremony, but it didn't happen like this. You know, it didn't happen like that on this, but they met up. So it was almost like the meeting before the storm, meeting before the fight type thing. So he meets up with Gallic. You know, Gallic, you know, barks at him, talking his general talk now that he's the general or whatever of the scrolls. Talos is like, look, young blood, you gonna respect it, and respect it good. And Gallic is like, you know, forget what you said. Yeah, we about to take this to the next level. So, of course, that's not exactly what they say. I'm just kind of, you know, sum it up, basically what they're saying. Gallic messed around and mentioned Talos' daughter several times. The first time, he jumped over the table, grabbed him. Then that scene in the trailers where he grabs him and all them dudes, everybody stand up and they transform into Gallic. That's what happened the first time. The second time, he took a butter knife, a butter knife, and went clap right on Gallic's hand. Gallic, oh snap! He comes up, chokes him up. Nobody comes and puts their hands on Talos, but Talos is like, don't you ever, to the end of time, say anything about or mention my daughter's name again. Got up out of there. Some crazy stuff. Now Gallic has been suspicious of Gaia, which is Talos' daughter, so he's been questioning her, and there's some situations where, you know, before they went to do that meeting, that standoff, you know, he kind of questioned her in the bedroom, in her bedroom or something like that. She was sleeping, woke her up, and you know, questioned her about some stuff and the allegiance, and, you know, how they get a drop on him on, you know, at the butcher shop or whatever from the last episode. So it was like, you know, he has a suspicion. So I'm just gonna fast forward, you know what I mean, to Talos and Nick meeting back up. He's at a diner. Talos meets Nick and be like, or actually Nick comes in there and be like, you eating that dog food, messing up his appetite, messing with him, trying to tell him something, but Talos is playing hard to get, like, you got the nerve coming in here talking to me the way you talked to me last time, you know what I mean? So what you gotta say? Because you really I don't care about nothing you gotta say right now, because you ain't apologized. And so Nick was like, you know, I got some intel on a higher up in the British, the U.S. government. You know, the Skrulls have infiltrated the U.S. government. You know, somebody in almost the White House and stuff like that is a Skrull and is part of this rebellion. And Taylor's like, so he was like, also I got a drop on, you know, attack that's about to happen from the the Royal, I think the Royal Navy. So I think it was the British. I think it was the British about to do what they was about to frame the British for attacking, you know, whatever they're about to attack. So Talos made him apologize. Nick didn't want to do it. He eventually did it. So we get to the car scene. So they're driving. He calls the lady from last week, the interrogation lady where she was chopping off the fingers and stuff. So calls her. She tells Nick, I need an apology because you messed up my owl, because evidently Nick did something on the first episode to her little owl that she had that was like a little spyglass or whatever, messed up the eye or whatever. And basically he was trying to get some intel on what's going down, blah blah blah. She had the intel, she gave them the information. They got it. They go to the address. They get to the address. They have their whole little stand down. They go like shoot the guards and get in there and basically hold the dude hostage that they're, you know, trying to use the son as bait to, you know, hold him hostage. They didn't get the information because Talos accidentally killed him because, you know, he's talking reckless, talking about his daughter. You don't talk about no man's daughter. No matter if they're Skrull or any type of species, you don't talk about a man's daughter. Think about Thanos. Anyway, so now Talos has to call Gaia to get the information. He says, you know, I know you got the body of the real dude. Go get his information. We need that code to stop this attack that's about to happen. So evidently the attack was the the Royal Guard or the Royal Army was going to attack the UN's airplane. So that would have caused World War III. That means all heck was about to break loose. So you know what I mean? So she gets the codes, gives it to Talos. Talos is like, all right, now you need to get up out of there. He goes, does it. He stops the attack, says the code. Gaia gets on this motorcycle and try to get up out of there. She can't because Gallic is standing right there or sitting right there in front of the gate. She can't go nowhere. So now she's stuck. He confronts her. Ain't no more hiding no more. She said a couple things. He said a couple things and bah! You know what I mean? Now, honestly, I don't think she's dead. She transformed back into her Skrull form after getting popped, but I don't think she's dead. But definitely she did get shot. So that was crazy at first. I was like, oh, so you know that immediately you're like, oh snap. So so we pan over to Nick Fury's wife again. She's, I don't know, I think she's in the kitchen or something like that. She's always in the kitchen. I don't know why she's in the kitchen. But anyway, she's doing something. I forgot what it was, but she gets a call. And it's not the same phone that she had before. It was a black phone. So this is like her, you know what I'm saying, her portrayal phone type thing. She really with the rebellion type thing. So this the other phone. So she get a call. She goes, walks. She's being watched by some other Skrulls that's, you know, hiding as humans. But she's being watched, and she goes over to this like bank and opens up this vault that she had. It's like the secret vault or whatever. And so she goes in there, gets this thing out, and it's actually a gun. And it's like, okay, you got a gun in a gun vault, like in a bank, like what, like what's going on? Like it was weird. So then she gets another call while she's in there, and then she was like, "Where's Gallic?" When she answered the phone, and then no, I'm sorry. When she answered the phone, a voice come over and says, "Meet me at the churchyard." And then she was like, "Where's Gallic? Only deal with him." And then the person said, "You only talk to me now." I'm sorry. "You're talking to me now." So it ends at, you know, right there. So she's the betrayal. You know, that's the name of the, or betrayed. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the title. So that was interesting. But what was the most interesting thing about that whole exchange was the voice on the other side of that phone. That was Rhodey. That was Rhodey's voice. So now we have a bombshell. Boom. Rhodey's a Skrull. How long has Rhodey been a Skrull? Even though they didn't come out and actually said it, that alone already tells us that Rhodey's a Skrull. Now, what I was actually saying as far as it's going to play into later on was Nick actually knows that Rhodey's a Skrull, because if you look back on episode 2, Rhodey calls him Nick.
Not Nicholas, not Joseph, not Nick, just Fury.
And with that being said, guys, leave a comment down in the comments section. Tell me what you think, man, and stay tuned for next week. I'm excited. Let's get it.